All right. Hey guys, welcome to Football United TV. This is Gunners from All Corners, the show where we say Arsenal in multiple different accents. Caio, this is your first time seeing this intro, right?
First time with the intro.
Yeah, it's a nice one, man. By the way, I'm gonna start by bigging him up because it's the man himself. Big up, talk. Love you, brother. Yeah, how are you guys? Caio, welcome back after a long time, my man. How are you all the way from São Paulo, Brazil?
I'm fine. Thanks. As good as possible as Arsenal supporter. So not always that good, but as possible.
That tracks. That tracks. That makes sense. Tijo, my man, I know you're not gonna be able to be here for a long time, so let's give you some room in the beginning. How are you, my man?
I am doing well, as Kaya said, as good as an Arsenal fan can be at this moment. Yeah, but I am fine. Yeah, thanks for having me on, as always.
Yeah. Tijo was just telling us in the background that like his Dutch team 20, they're gonna be playing Ajax. Arsenal's gonna be playing Chelsea. Like he's not gonna have a good weekend most likely.
I'd rather
But
just sleep through it all.
Rob, my friend.
Hi, how's it going?
Going well, man. Going well. Where are you talking from again?
London. Well, no,
London.
sorry, I'm from London. I'm actually from Essex. I immigrated to Essex.
All right, there it is. And the man himself, Steven, as Feedly TV, my brother.
You
How's
alright?
you? Yeah.
I'm alright.
That's a smile. I can see a smile.
I know. All I'm at to hear is just gonna go, I told you so.
But be
Yeah,
positive.
this is a big one for Steven. This is a big one for Steven for sure. We'll get to that though. That's not the very first topic we're going to be talking about because like we did just get two very big news. Not really like they weren't very well hidden secrets or anything like that, but we did get the announcements of the signings of Odegard and Ramsdale, and I want to get you guys' feeling on that. Like both, like those two signings, like as their own, like as two signings, do you like them? And on top of that, are you satisfied, or do you think we need more? Do you think we'll get more? I'm gonna start with you, Tijo. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a 50-50 situation, really, because with Odegard, I wanted him over Madison because 40 million pounds cheaper, and I don't think he's that much worse than Madison.
I'm with you.
I really like Odegard from last season. I thought he was good for us, and he's young. He can develop a lot, and last season he didn't have that much time to adapt, and playing with fans now it's a whole different situation. I think he can really prove his worth. And for Ramsdale, it's the price that hinders the deal a little bit. I mean, he's homegrown. He's prem proven between, not really prem proven, but he's played in the prem before. He knows how the league works, and I like his mentality. He's ready to fight with Leno for the number one position, and I just don't think he is that good. So I'd prefer someone like John Stone if you're going for homegrown.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'll save my thoughts for last. But keep going though. Are you happy with the amount of business we've done? Do you think we need
No.
more? And do you think we'll get more?
I definitely think we need more. I think we need a right back, probably a striker as well, another midfielder, and I don't think it will come because it's just lazy business by Arsenal as always, last minute deals, and I think we're gonna be too late again, like always. And I'd rate this transfer window a 6 out of 10 already, or right now I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10 maybe, but we definitely
Yeah.
need more players, in my opinion.
Yeah, and do you think we'll get some of them?
Maybe someone like Awar or something, but I don't see us getting a right back and probably not a striker as well.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, Caio, I'm gonna go to you now, and yeah, I understand Tijo's thoughts in general. I think the price tag and the Martinez connection sort of put a bad spot on Ramsdale signing. I don't think it's a bad signing in general, and when a club's really insisting on a player, I'm happy when we get it, right? Like, it means someone there sees something in him. I know it hasn't worked sometimes in the past, but there's something there. I'm not necessarily unhappy with the signing. Maybe the money spent, but how are you feeling about the situation in general? I don't think we've made any bad signings. It's just that when you look at it as a whole, right? Like, we spent a lot of money, like 124 million, right? Like something around that area, and our team has improved very little. Like, you could argue that Ben White, okay, that's a step up from David Luiz, sure, but like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, sure. I think that in general, I am still waiting to see if Arsenal will indeed sign another right back. I agree that this is one of the most important pieces lacking in our team right now in quality. I would thought that striker also a piece that we need to sign, but in general, I was happy with the window, but the first game was really um,
Slap in the face.
yeah. It's a punch in the face. I was very disappointed after the first game, and it showed me that our team really lacks some quality. We are far from Tottenham. We are far from Leicester, and these two teams are the ones that we should be competing against. In my opinion, we are very far from Chelsea, City, United, and Liverpool. But these two that are closer to us, we need to step up in quality to compete against them. We need to be fifth place in the end of the year, the season.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was happy. Now, not so much. Regarding Ramsdale, I really don't have too much to say about him because it's difficult to judge goalkeepers, even more so young goalkeeper that played in two teams that are very different from Arsenal. So it's very difficult to judge him.
Yeah.
About Odegaard, I like him, but well, the price. I really think that Arsenal did well paying only 30 million pounds on him. So that's good, but we need more. We need more quality. Really, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah. And do you have any faith that we're gonna be making any more signings?
I don't know, man. Really, I agree that that our maybe is coming for, I don't know, 25 million, 20 million, but I don't think that we should go for him. We should go for right back, for striker, for, I don't know, another center back. I don't know. I just don't think that our will improve too much because Lokonga played well. Him, I know, like him, so that's not a problem for me. And we don't have European competition this season, so I don't think we need Alwar. But let's see.
Okay. Steven, it looks like you have some things to say or shout.
I think he's got a headache.
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. By the way, 6 people watching right now. Smash the like. Please subscribe if you haven't yet.
Have some Smarties.
There we go. There are the cards.
Okay. Fuck the process.
That's a start, right?
Yeah.
Here come the cards,
What
guys.
Major overhaul, right? The biggest overhaul in Arsenal's history, right? We spent £177 million. Our squad is worse. It's
Have we even
worse,
sold someone
right?
yet?
We're not even sold anyone. We're apparently going to sell all these players. We ain't sold a one. We didn't even sell one. And what do? We give one a new contract, right? We weren't sure if triggering the extension. We had to give him another contract and they reward him even more. Though he tossed it on the floor, we'll give him back the armband because that is how weak and spineless this club is, right?
Okay, Steven.
We still need a new right back. We still need another centre back. We've still got no CM to go back to Partey, and we still haven't got a decent enough cam, to be honest. Right? This squad is done. It's finished. Right? And we've got a manager who clearly can't even beat Brentford with it.
Okay.
Sorry.
A lot of fair points. I'm just curious. Like, I wanna know how you think we have a worse squad than last season. I want to see how you figure that.
I figured that because, like, some of the squad we had sort of depth. You still had, like, your David Luiz if you needed him, right? We haven't got that now. Some of the squad that we've let go, we haven't got any sort of depth to quality to go with it, right? The Conker's great, but he's 21.
Yeah.
Tavares is great. He's still a backup. He's still young. Right?
Yes.
We didn't need signings as backups, right? We needed signings to take over positions and replace and to go next to. We needed first team signings. We didn't need backups. We didn't need young players. We need signings now for now.
No,
right?
okay, Steven, everything you're saying is very fair. Like, I'm not trying to argue that Arsenal's window so far has been phenomenal. I don't think that. What I'm saying is, how is it worse if we replace David Luiz with Ben White? If we now we do have a backup left back because we didn't have one before, and if we did, it would have been Kolasinac. Now we have Lokonga instead of Ceballos. I feel like he is young, but I feel like that's an upgrade. Even though it's a slight upgrade, it's not the upgrade we need, but it is a small upgrade. And, Odegaard permanently.
You're trusting a 21-year-old to help us get to Europe.
No,
Right?
No. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I trust him more than I trust Ceballos. I'm not saying it's good enough. I'm just arguing that I don't understand how our team is worse than it was last season.
Yeah, but hang on. We were supposed to replace Granit Xhaka, but instead we awarded him a new contract.
And that's miserable, Steven. That's not the point I'm arguing here. It's just that I'm gonna go to Rob here. I want to ask him, Rob. In addition to everything I asked before, like, are you happy with the signings of Odegard and Ramsdale? Do you think we're going to be making more signings? Do you think we need them? I think you do. Most people do. And on top of that, do you agree with Steven that our squad is worse than it was last season?
Listen, it's been a horrendous start. Let's not, let's face up to it. But there's reasons for this. It's come out only today. The squad was in disarray. There was people going down with COVID. We've asked the FA for help. The FA have turned the help down, which they will do because it's Arsenal. They'll never help the Arsenal. Historically, that's true. And it's not excuses. Our two main strikers could not play. This is just before the game. So how does the squad deal with that? So that's how they started this season. So it wasn't a great preparation for the first game against a team that were really up for it. Their first game back in the big time, their first stadium, they were up for it. So, you could say excuses, but I think they're good excuses. So let's move on. The national predicts all over the media and Twitter about how we are basically finished. And now we're ending the week on a high. We've got two fantastic signings. Odegard is a fantastic signing. Look, I think was it the Leicester game? He controlled the game last season. It's not often we see Arsenal players do that. When we beat Leicester away, it's a fantastic performance. And we've got to we've got to get a grip here. How did we do in the last half of the season? We were one of the top teams. I don't know what the stats are, but we were one of the top teams in the league. We suffered because the first half of the league we were terrible. We had a terrible time. So we have got a squad, and now we've improved it. We've got a keeper. If you listen to fans who've seen this keeper we bought, they loved him. They think he's a great keeper. But suddenly you've got Arsenal fans on Twitter saying, "Oh God, he's not good enough." Who do we know? Well, how do we know he's not good enough? So now we've got competition for the number one spot, which has got to be good. So it's a great end. It's a great end to the week. We go into the weekend positivity, and we go. I seriously think we can beat Chelsea, and then suddenly things are looking so different. We can beat Chelsea on Sunday. We can do it.
All right. Do you like? All of that's fair. Do you think we're going to be making any more signings, and do you think we need them though?
I think we will. I don't think it's ended. And I said last time, I'm not a fan of this window where it doesn't end till 2-3 weeks into the season. It's a ridiculous situation, but that's where we are. And I think there is still business to do. I think the points people are making, the right back, absolutely we do need strength. Absolutely we do. But we do have a team. We've got a team that can compete.
Looks like it.
I'm not. I mean,
but look at the end of last season.
Look
at the end of last season. Was it 4 or 5 games in a row we won, including Chelsea away? This is this team. This is this squad that's been improved.
Stephen, I gotta say,
at which point it was. There was nothing left of the season. It was done. It was finished.
No, yeah.
Stephen,
situation.
They're professional footballers. They all want to win the games.
Not for Chelsea. Chelsea was still playing for European competition by the time they lost to Arsenal.
Chelsea never want to lose to Arsenal. Chelsea would never want to lose to Arsenal.
They were still fighting top 4.
Whatever is happening.
Stephen, it's I'm definitely not as much as an optimist as Rob is, for sure. Like, he seems to be more optimistic than I am. But the things he said are tough to dispute. Arsenal did do well towards the last semester of last season.
I'm glad the season. You may not notice the season don't start in December.
No, dude, you're arguing against nothing here. Like, no one's claiming that the season's over.
We need a team and a manager to go for a season, not 18 games.
And I agree with that. And I don't think Arteta's good enough.
I did my preview, right? And this sums it up perfectly. And this is why Chelsea are ahead of us by a mile, right? When I asked him about Arsenal's situation, honestly, about a manager, right? You said when you've got a manager that sits there as a big club and you finish 8th twice, he doesn't stay. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. Whether it's at Man United, whether it's at Liverpool, whether it's at Man City, whether it's at Man United, even bloody Spurs, they don't stay. Not even Leicester would do it. You ask any club in this league, they would not stand for this. Right?
Stephen, you really should save your Arteta rent for the part that's assigned for that.
Sorry, but I'm saying, but it comes part with the team.
Yeah. No, I get that, dude. I get that. But it's tough to dispute. And now I have one more person to ask here. By the way, welcome, King Said.
Thank you very much, guys. How you doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Good to have you back.
Can I just say it's a good job?
Yeah, go ahead.
Liverpool didn't sack Klopp when they ended up at 8th in the season.
But
that was the first half of their season, because
he started off terribly. They could, with your argument, they could have sacked him.
Yeah,
Rob. But then, like,
was it Arteta, next season?
Arteta finished 8th, like 2 seasons in a row, even though the first one wasn't a full season.
That wasn't his season, was it? And
Yeah,
last,
no, but and Klopp
last-
had shown something in the past, right? Like and
Yeah.
with
He
his
got to a
time in
European
Borussia.
final. He
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
Europa League final.
Yeah,
Right? And then in his first season, in his half a season,
and
and then
Arteta
next
won
season.
an FA Cup.
Yeah.
How can you compare Europa League final to
that really, yeah, and guess what? That hasn't benefited us in the past. It kept Wenger for so long. It kept Wenger for so long, and now look where we are.
No, yeah, dude.
All that does is paper cracks over. I'm sorry.
We'll get to
Our
the
league
managerial
was
situation.
But it
We'll get
also
to the
has
managerial
trophies.
situation, guys. We'll
What
get
is
to
it?
that. We'll get to that. But Steven, I think you got to be a little objective here. I think, honestly, here I'm being very honest.
Mhm.
I think Odegaard for 30 million is one of the best businesses I've ever seen Arsenal do.
That's a bit much.
No, dude, one of the best businesses I've ever seen Arsenal do. That's a good price for him.
I would have rather not got Ramsdale, or just rather pay 10 million for a Nana, right? And rather get a Nana, right, for 10 mil, and then spend another 30 mil and try and get Madison with all you got. Now that would be an ambitious club.
I don't think Madison is that much better than Odegaard to justify that difference, dude. I don't see it.
I agree.
I don't see it. I'm sorry.
I would have taken him on loan. I want to take him as a permanent move. He would have been totally convincing for me.
That was good business for me. King Said. I want to ask, like, do you think the signings of individually Odegaard and Ramsdale, do you think they were good signings? Are you happy with the business we've done so far? Do you think we need more? And do you think we'll get more? Those are the questions I've asked these guys. And now I'm asking you.
Yeah.
King Said, are you with us? Okay. I think he lost us for a second there.
I totally agree. What you
I
just
just
said.
hear some dogs.
Yeah, what do you guys think of what I just said? Like, it's Caillou, do you think the signing of Odegard for 30 mil, like, wasn't it kind of phenomenal?
Yeah, I said that. I think that was very good business. It's overshadowed by the fact that we still have business to be done, not only outgoings, but I would really like to see some signings yet to be made.
Sorry,
but
guys.
About King Said.
Oh, he's back. No, yeah, complete what you're saying, and then I'll ask him again.
No, that's it. That's very good business. I loved it. Judging by the price, I think that's very good. But I was already expecting us to keep him or bring Madison, so it's not like.
No, yeah, I wasn't like surprised, like excited. Like I was expecting it to happen. Yeah, I agree with that. But King Said, did you hear my questions for you?
No.
Okay, let me say that again then. How do you like the signings of Ramsdale and Odegaard individually, right? Like, don't judge it upon, like, did we improve? Like, don't compare it to Martinez. Individually, how do you like the signings? Are you happy with the business we've done so far? Do you think we need more? Do you think we'll get more?
Okay, so first, as I can start with the signings. I do think that Odegard is okay signing. I do think he's a decent player. I do think he has potential to become a very good midfielder. Yeah. So, and I think the price was okay as well. I was actually expecting more, so I think should have come probably earlier. But price-wise, it's all right. The only concern I really have with Odegard is, will he get enough goals and assists? That's my biggest concern with him. Regarding Ramsdale, I don't really rate him as a goalkeeper. I can't lie. I do think the abuse he's getting is totally disgrace.
Of course.
Just because you do not rate a player or don't want him at the club, it's not the player's fault. Arsenal identified him, scouted him, wanted him, bought him. That's not on him. That's on Arsenal.
Yeah.
So I do think the fans need to be more mature. It's embarrassing, and also other players will see how we are treating our players, and they won't like it.
Of course.
So it's even bad for future signings as well.
Yeah, if on top of lack of ambition, people start seeing fear, right, in joining Arsenal, dude, like we're kind of screwed in our recruitment. But okay, what about the rest? Like, you obviously think we need more signings, right? But do you think we'll get them?
I think we need signings 100%. I do think we are weak in center midfield.
Yeah,
I do think we need a better a right back option, and because right now we're very predictable, all our attacks goes on the left side. So it's not good. It's too predictable, how Arsenal's going to attack.
Yeah.
So I do think we need a better right back. Those are the two positions that I would improve with. I do think that for example, if we got in a creative central midfielder, we play with Odegard, we play with Smith Rowe, we play with Saka, then I think our strikers would score more goals because we will create more chances. That's my view on it. So striker, I could wait till next year. But I think if we will get a signing, it will be one more maximum. I don't think we will get 2 or 3 signings more.
I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that. If it was only one, what position would you go for?
I do think I would go for a right back. I do think I would go for a right back because I just don't see none of the 4 options that we have is consistently good enough to perform over a full season.
Yeah. All right, that's fair enough. I'm like that's a tricky one for me as well. Like we obviously need a right back. I mean, we need a striker, but I don't think Lacazette and Aubameyang are going anywhere. So like we can't get a striker, right? Like the right back thing is urgent. I hear what Caio said about midfield, right? Like it's not like we need a lot of depth this season, but I really hate Xhaka. I hate him wholeheartedly. So I really, dude, I want Bruno Guimarães. I wanted him so bad. Like every time Arsenal's linked with him, I'm like, they're just gonna break my heart again. He's good.
Linked with who? Linked with who? Sorry.
Bruno Guimarães from Lyon, the Brazilian midfielder. He's amazing. He's amazing. Like he's everything we need.
Can I make this point very clear? Right. We've got nothing in midfield apart from the Congo and Partey.
I agree with that.
We've got nothing. We got Xhaka, we got El Neni. And now we kept saying we had nothing in midfield because we had Xhaka and El Neni. So we've got nothing in midfield still. So we still need a midfielder. And I'm just looked at, we spent on 6 players, right? Including the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
132 million. And we're all sitting there saying, we need another right back. We need another CM. We need another striker. It's like we still need another squad. Why have we wasted 150 odd mil? Usually, if we've wasted all that money, and got 6 signings, we would have need so many more signings.
But it's not wasted, is it? It's not wasted.
Yeah, Stephen, you might want to argue that we overpaid for some of the players, that we shouldn't have spent that much money on that position, but we needed every single position we filled. We needed
some of them we haven't even filled though.
But we have filled others that we needed to.
Yeah, I think the issue with Arsenal is that we probably needed to sell 6-7 players.
Yeah.
Probably bring in 6 starters. But obviously, we haven't been able to sell players. We didn't sell players when we had the opportunity. Like in January, we had the opportunity to sell Eddie Nketiah to West Ham. Last year, we had the opportunity to sell Ainsley Maitland-Niles to Wolves. We had the opportunity to let Bellerin go to PSG with an obligation to buy. If we just would have done those, and even like I said, Roma put a bid for him if we would have let them go, those 4 players, we would have been in a much more healthier position this summer.
Probably.
But we keep on going in circles with Arsenal. It's like, what is the plan? What is the ambition? We don't, before we used to get a statement from either Vinay and Raul that this season we're going to compete for top 4, blah, blah, blah. But we don't even get that anymore.
Well,
We don't even know what the ambition is.
Because they don't want to be laughed at, do they? We've got to be realistic. They can't come around and say, right, we're going to get the top 4. Because it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, but they can say that we're going to compete for the European places. That's the bare minimum. We want to finish at least in the European places.
But
they
it's
haven't said
unlikely.
that.
It's unlikely.
They don't even want to do that.
Yeah, but if you like, the narrative was we were the 3rd best team since January. So if you're the 3rd best team since January, you spend 130 million. Surely you must have some kind of aim for the season. Or is that too much to ask?
Yeah.
Well, the aim will obviously be the top 4, but I think they'll just be laughed out of town if they just said that.
Yeah, that's why I said
Yeah.
I could take if KFC came out that this season we are gonna fight to finish in the European places. We want to finish in the top 4, but the minimum is to get into Europa League and try to win a domestic title. I think that is something fans can buy into. And then if we don't, then you have to sack the manager because he didn't reach any of the aims.
And I said last time, that's exactly what will happen. Arteta, this is his last season. He's got one season. And he's got to have a season because he's not had one yet. The first season wasn't his.
What?
And he's still...
Is that a season?
No, he hasn't. He
Has he
had
not a season?
He said 1.5 season.
He had the first season where he took over and won the FA Cup. Last season was a complete washout as far as I'm concerned. No fans in the stadium. It was just.
Oh, come on!
Right then, guys.
If you look at Liverpool's home record, okay, it was the worst record they can remember. It's the same with Arsenal. No fans makes a massive difference. He deserves a proper run out with a proper stadium, proper supporting of the fans in the stadiums, and then we'll see how he does. This is going to be a first proper test for him.
Guys.
And
Does this mean that we're ready to move on from signings and the transfer window because we can? And that's pretty much the next topic.
I just want to make 2 statements because
Go
I
ahead.
do have to leave.
Yeah, go ahead, Tiho. Let me give you the room.
About the Ramsdale signing, I just wanted to say that I've read somewhere, I don't remember where, but I've read that Edu and Arteta were looking at him based on statistics, and statistically, he has been one of the worst goalkeepers in the Premier League. So that's a fucking lie, if I'm concerned. And
No change there, then.
No. And Steven said something about us needing centre backs. I haven't even thought about it, but if Gabriel, which he is injured now, and Ben White also gets injured, we have to play fucking Maui and Holding. Who's looking for that? No one. So yes, we probably do need a centre back signing as well. I agree, but it's a mess. It's a mess.
I definitely would not spend money on a center back right now. I don't think that makes sense.
But would you play Maui and Holding then if?
I know that's not good, and I understand the concern with injuries, dude. But if PSG have a front line of Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar, if one of them gets injured, you're gonna get someone a lot worse than them. It's what every club needs to deal with. We have a good center back partnership. We have 2 decent backups, dude. Like Holding and Mari are not bad squad.
Mari is terrible.
They are. Mari and Holding are terrible.
They're not bad squad players, dude.
Holding is below average, but Mari is terrible.
They are crap. Honestly, they get spun like no tomorrow.
I mean, they're decent squad players, dude. Or at the position and the amount of games we have in a season right now, like we don't need to have better backup than Holding and Mari at center back. There's other focuses. There's no point. You could argue that we shouldn't have loaned out Saliba. Sure, I agree with that. But seeing he wanted to go, like, okay, what else do you have to say, Tiro?
Well, I just have to go now. Let me just have a say on the managerial position. I've been Arteta in since he came in. I've shifted to Arteta out after the Brentford game because I just can't handle it anymore. It's the same repetitive bullshit for 2 seasons straight, and you like Bob said, you can argue he's had 1.5 season. Sure, he hasn't had no fans, but like, should it really be that much of an excuse? He's still done poorly. I don't know who we get to replace him. I've read that Antonio Conte would be available, but I don't know. It's a difficult position for me. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, man. Do you want to shout out where people can find you, or where you're going to be doing next?
Yeah, you can on Instagram. You can find me at the Match Reviewer. You can find me on Football United TV, on SVD TV, on Dugout Daily. So go subscribe to them. Make sure to like this video, and yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for being here as always. You're always welcome in this channel, man. And yeah, have a good rest, man.
Take care, man. Goodbye.
Take care. All right. Okay, let's just go to that. It seems that we're talking about this already. Steven, do you want to dance? Do you want to sing? What do you want to do? Do you have some firework that you can start in there? He's writing something. Okay, what's happening? Okay.
This process, yeah. How long is this supposed to last? It's taking ages, isn't it? Fuck me.
It's taking a while.
It's the same rubbish, time and time again, right? Now, the best managers in the world don't need to use their fan bases the way they have to. They deal with what's in front of them. That's why they're the best managers in the world. This guy needs to seem to have every other excuse on the planet, right? Whereas every other manager we've had doesn't seem to get those. I don't get it anymore, right? This guy, right? We've had fans back for 1 game already, and it's a complete car crash. If it stays any longer, this guy will be chased out the Emirates. He was lucky he didn't get the fans last season, because I'm telling you, if he had the fans last season, he would not have stayed. He would not have stayed because the fans would not have turned up. They would have been so disillusioned with it, they would have just walked out. Fans are getting to the point, they are getting seriously pissed off, right? Not just with the manager, with the ownership as well, right? That is a big part of the problem. You also start looking at the point where it's not the manager's fault that he's here, it's the board's fault because they can't see what's the main issue, right? And the boards seriously can't see that they have got just another yes man who'll do anything to keep the job, right? The reason he's not acting out saying, I need this, I need that, I need the other, these are not good enough, is because he'd be sacked if he ever tried it. Because Arsenal are more concerned about staying in the black. They don't care about staying in the Europa League. They don't care about the Champions League. They don't care about winning titles. They don't care.
130 million. They just spent more money than any other team.
On what? And that really
doesn't matter. They just spend money. How can you say that they don't care? They don't spend care. More money than any other team. That's the ambition. They're showing ambition.
They've spent 130 mil because
Rob, just to be fair, I understand your point, but it's more like they allowed money to be spent than they spent money, like it's I don't think the Kroenke spent a penny still.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying no, I'm not saying the Kroenke have.
Yeah.
This isn't their money.
They've made sure that you can spend 130 mil.
I'm talking more about Arteta.
But they're more saying that you can quite happily spend 130 mil if Arsenal still make money. If you still make money, you can spend that. If not, we need it. That's all they care about. right? That's why we've not in the past spent anything, because we're more worried about how much we're going to make. That's why in transfer windows 5 we've not spent anything. We've made money.
The club wants to be self-sustainable, so that's why.
I don't care about self-sustainable. I want to win titles.
No, yeah, and to your point, like it's Stephen, it's not the strategy's fault. Like it's not the the self-sustaining format has worked with plenty teams before, just that it's not being done properly at Arsenal.
We can't say to Manchester City and Chelsea, "Oh look, you're just buying trophies, blah blah blah." Then us do the same. We're Arsenal. We're better than that. This is how we do it.
I'm not sure I agree with that kind of
it's worked for 17 years.
Though.
That's worked for 17 years. Unfortunately, you've got the Man United used to do it that way, and unfortunately, they've realised they've got to compete with Chelsea, Man City by spending the big money, which is what they've done.
How much debt are Manchester United in?
That's because the club was bought on debt.
So is it sustainable?
They were bought on debt.
Is it sustainable?
But then now, they'll always be sustainable now. They're still making money out of it because the owners are still taking dividends out of it. So they are making money, right? Chelsea are also making money because they are properly well run. They'll sell their young hire, not buy hire, right? Simple as that. So why can't we do the same?
I think the issue with Arsenal.
Why? Because they don't care to put the proper structure in place.
Wow, Takem, you gave us the breakdown there, of the money made.
I think for me, the issue with Arsenal
Go ahead.
has always been when we buy a player, we never have a plan for when we're going to sell the player. So I'll give you an example. We bought Mesut Ozil, we bought Alexis Sanchez, but it's like we buy them and we think that they're going to be world-class forever. Yeah. There's no plan that, okay, let us improve them to a certain level, then we sell them. With the profit that we make, we go and buy players like Liverpool did, for example. Yeah. I mean, you can have a self-sustained model and be a successful team, but it's not the Arsenal model. We haven't, I think it's like 7 or 8 years in a row where we haven't bought a player and sold them with profit. How are you going to have a self-sustained model, but you don't have a plan on when and how to sell the player and how much you're going to earn from it? It was like we just renew them. It's the same with Aubameyang. We just renew Xhaka. We just renew Özil. It's like we just renew until they're not worth anything, and then we wonder why our net spend is so poor.
Then you get accused of being a selling club.
But everybody's a selling club. The only time people complain when you are a selling club is if you don't win. I'll give you Liverpool as an example. When they sold Philip Coutinho, the fans were so angry. They were like, "You don't have any ambition. You're selling our best players." But when they went on to win, I didn't hear anybody complain anymore. Yeah. You have to be able to have a plan and listen and ignore the pressure if you know that your plan is the right way. You can't be like, okay, we have a plan, but because the fans are not happy, we're not going to go through with the plan. So we're just not going to sell players because then we will be accused for being a selling club. So we're just going to run down their contracts. That doesn't work either.
It's a tough subject, and I don't want to stay in this subject for too long, but it's a tough one. Like I know the Arsenal board's not doing a good job, and it's extra hard because they have to try to fix a lot of wrong stuff from the past boards as well.
I want to ask you because I wanted to ask you this because I was going to love it after the Brentford game. You're going to tear out now, aren't you?
It's right there.
What did so give us your reasons, man. I'd love to hear them.
I'm just sick, dude. I'm just sick. Like I know
Steven is so
Arsenal's not good enough when you're comparing it to the great teams we've seen, but we should be doing better than we are, dude. Like that team we had, that lineup we had should have sufficed to beat Brentford, dude. It's just like I
That's
just
what
can't
I'm
stand it
saying.
anymore. I just can't stand it anymore, dude. He just doesn't have enough. Like just like I've given up on the Arteta project. Like
So
if he
the-
proves me wrong, I'm gonna love it, but I really don't see that happening. So I just want him out.
I'm giving it to Christmas.
And you're
Hang
not
on,
gonna
hang on,
you're not gonna
hold
see
on.
me act like
Hold on,
Steven and
hold on a minute. We just said he hasn't had a full season. Now we're going to give it to
no.
Christmas.
Christmas, we'll be able to get a gauge on how it's going at Christmas.
yeah, he's saying he hopes he gets a whole season because he would have been doing well, but if he does shit until Christmas, we sack him. There's there's logic behind that. There's logic, but
and we're in for a rough ride now because, as I say, we've got Chelsea and then we've got City away. Okay, we want to see good performances. There's every chance we're going to lose both these games.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And there's 3 games with no points. We've
Yeah.
still got to calm down. Okay, the season will then start after that game. As long
I disagree.
No, I disagree. This is the problem.
I
Right?
disagree.
This is why I've said. No, this is why I've said Arsenal have always been that club that are never prepared, and we always when you never prepare to fail. We're not prepared. We never are, and we always seem to think, oh well, if we've got a tough start, we'll get through these games first, and then our season will start after that. Well, no, if we want to compete, if we want to compete with Chelsea, but no, if you want to compete with Chelsea and Man City and break into that top 4 and break back into Europe,
there's a reason why
you're gonna have to beat them.
But there's a
guys.
You can't lose them and expect them to drop points.
Chelsea and City are where they are. They've got unlimited.
guys.
guys.
I'm sorry. It's just that it's going a little crazy here, and we don't need that because I'm painfully aware of Rob, Stevens, and King Said's opinion on this. I'm gonna get to Caillou, but I want to read some of the questions here. Well, Matt asks, I think most people think that Arsenal are in trouble. Yes, but if you guys in the chat want to help out with that one, we're gonna love that. Lauren asked us if Ben White's gonna be worth 50 million. I think it's very much so up in the air. I lean towards a no. That's a high fee.
We should have got done. We should have got it done.
I don't agree with that. Rob, do you think he's going to be worth 50 mil?
Well, the prices are inflated, and they're inflated for one reason: Manchester City and
no, the
and he's
reason
English.
he's worth. Yeah, that's the reason. It's not due to Man City. It's due to
Well,
English
they've
player
inflated
tax.
prices. All prices are inflated because football's going mad because of what's going on. So
No, but I think what she's asking is, do you think he's going to be worth it? Do you think footballing wise he's going to be worth it?
For me,
he's going to be a great player. He's going to be a great player for Arsenal. It's going to be worth having. Forget about the money. He's going to do brilliantly for the club.
Do you know why it sounds like a bit of a joke when it's 50 million, right? Because A, like Dunk was just as good in that Brighton defence, and B, right, here's the great thing. How much did Varane cost to go to Man United? And he's 10 times better.
Yeah, but how much they paying him? How much is the whole contract worth?
That's not how much was the fee to get to buy the player.
Varane's contract is worth more than what we're paying him.
Well, of course, because it's a better player. Even then, but they've paid less.
Steven, they're really like you should. Yeah. King Said has been wanting to talk for a while. Go ahead.
Go on.
Yeah, so for me, I can answer the Ben White question first. I think it depends. I think if Ben White develops and he plays good for Arsenal, in 3 years' time, I can see a City wanting to replace like a John Stones and come in and bid like 70, 80 million. That is if he plays well and develops, because he's an English player, he's a ball-playing centre-back. That's just how the market is, whether we think he's worth that or not. But if he struggles, which is also quite likely, we don't know, then no, he's going to probably be worth way less. And then we have a big problem.
Yeah, but what do you predict, though? Because she's asking us to predict. Do you think Ben White's going to be worth that money?
Yeah, I want to believe that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Caillou, what about you?
I'm not just negative, just to be clear.
Yeah. What about you, Caillou?
I think that's very difficult to analyze, but John Stones is a good example because when he went to City for 50 plus million, I didn't think that he was worth that much, but 3 Premier Leagues after, I think that 50 million was the price. So is Ben White going to lead us to good football? It's very difficult to analyze in foresight. So,
right, fair enough. And another comment. I think that could very well happen if we keep up like performing like we just did against Brentford. Yes, that's a fact. Like there's no going around that. He's probably going to be the first one to go. Hi, Lauren. PSG inflated prices. After that Brentford game, does he scare you? Who's he?
No, the Ben White. Did you see him in that Brentford game? Even Brentford was spinning him.
He just got into our defense, dude.
But that's worrying. No, as an individual, he was getting bullied by Brentford. That is scary. When you're getting Brentford do that to you in their first ever game in the league, in their new stadium, that is alarming. As an Arsenal fan, that is something you should be alarming and say that's not right, and should be calling out.
Right.
You should be sitting there saying, "Oh well, we'll just let it by."
I think he just got here. Does anyone else think otherwise? Like I think I'm gonna give Ben White a little more time. You know, it was one game. He just got here.
Listen. Yeah. Go on, then I'll answer.
I've got a good friend who's a massive Leeds fan, and he loved him. He thought it was a fantastic player, and he said when we bought him, he said it was a really good signing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, for me, I never judge players early. I remember David De Gea when he came to Man United, his first season, he was shocking. Nobody thought he was going to be a good goalkeeper. And then after 2-3 years, he was probably top 5 for probably 5 seasons. We've seen with Arsenal players. I mean, players like, I'm not saying that Ben White will reach those levels, but you have players like Thierry Henry, Robert Pires, even Koscielny. These players, Koscielny struggled a lot in his first season. I remember, I think it was Torres ripped him apart in his first game, and we were like, why did we buy this guy for? So I think for me, with Ben White, I'm gonna give him a chance, but I am concerned that he's a defender that mostly played in a back 3, and he's not very physical.
Yeah.
And our most physical player is probably Saliba and Gabriel. Gabriel is injured and Saliba is loaned out. So
okay, that's fair.
I'm a bit concerned with his height.
What is a Saliba situation? Anyone fathom a guess?
Basically, he's been put back out online again because basically this manager doesn't like him. Simple as that. He's judged him after 2.5 games, right? And didn't even give him a chance to prove himself when he came back. Just sent him straight back on loan again. We're never going to see him play now. He's probably going to get
I'm pretty sure this time it looked like he wanted. Dude, he wanted to play with Guendouzi in Marseille. He really wanted to go. Like you could. Do you
know why? Because he doesn't like this manager because he never gave him a chance. He never gave him a chance. 2.5 games. Come on. No wonder.
From what I've heard.
I'm sorry. That's why we're now going to lose a very good, talented player.
What have you heard?
From what I've heard from French sources is that Saliba thought that this season he was going to get a chance in pre-season to show himself. He was looking forward to it.
Right.
But Arteta decided already that he wasn't ready, and then he was so angry with that decision and felt like, what's the point of him staying in England? He's young, he's French, so he would rather go back to France, and that's why he chose France. And I think for
That
me,
makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense, it doesn't it? But for me, what I don't quite understand is that if you are a manager for a top club and you have a top prospect and he fits your profile, because Saliba is a ball playing centre back, but he's also tall, he's also quick. Why would you not give him a chance? Even if you don't like him as a person, there's no evidence to show that Saliba is not good in training because he's so physical. You don't get those attributes if you are not serious with your
we can't talk
football.
about the training because we don't see it, right? But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but if
I
you
don't
don't,
understand this.
you won't have good physics if you don't train hard.
To be fair as well,
You can have good genetics,
Yeah.
but to be able to be physical, to be able to have stamina and strength, you have to train hard.
Yeah,
And if
guys,
you look at him, you will see that. But yeah,
let's
yeah,
move.
go on.
Let's
go on.
move
Yeah,
on from
go on.
Saliba because it's at
I'll
least
just make
10 months
one
because
quick point.
before we think about him again. Go ahead,
just-
Stephen, because I want to get to Caio.
Yeah, I know. So I just want to make this quick point because if that was the case and he's a ball playing centre back, physical and all that, and he was given a chance in the first place, we might not even needed to sign Ben White. Might not even needed to because he's a ball playing centre back. And he's
Yeah,
physical.
dude, it's not even comparable. Like Saliba's last season and Ben White's last season, but
But he's more
I want to
physical.
move on from that, dude. Saliba, like, why bother thinking about him right now, right? Like, we're gonna readdress that issue in like 10 months' time. Caio, do you have anything to add upon like all of this? Are you worried about Ben White's performance? But I really want to get your position on Arteta right now because I don't know. Like, we haven't spoken to each other about that for a while, so I want to see where you're at.
About Arteta first, because I think that's the most important discussion.
Yeah.
It's not that I am Arteta out. I'm not. And I think that if I am Arteta in before Brentford, it's not because of the loss against Brentford that I'm suddenly Arteta out. I think that's the sample size is very small. It's just one game. It's not acceptable. Far from it, really. That's what you said, I think, earlier. Arsenal's squad is better than Brentford's. We should be winning that game, 100%.
Absolutely.
Maybe there was a lot of problems in preparation, but we cannot lose to Brentford, and we need to beat these guys if we want to compete for 5th, 6th place. I really think that top 4 is out of the table for us this season, and I think that if we achieve 5th place, of course, there's context. We need to achieve 5th place with good performances. Then I will be Arteta in. It's very simple. If we can't achieve 5th place, if we are fighting for 5th place up until the last round, and we are out of 5th place because of 1 point playing well, I'm Arteta in also. But maybe we will be 5th and we will be playing shit football. So I will be Arteta out. It's that simple. I just think that top 4 is out of the table for us. We are very far from the first 4 clubs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm Arteta out right now. Like, if we sacked him, I'd be kind of happy. I'd be really happy. I mean, it would depend on who we brought, like, to replace him, right? I do think a lot of managers could do better than him, but I want a huge upgrade. I wouldn't just want someone that's a little better than Arteta, because
I will say something.
Go ahead.
I will say something. Arsenal lost, but Stephen won. He won.
Yeah, Stephen won. Stephen won that game. Like,
he finally made you Arteta out.
Dude.
Well, no. Arsenal didn't Arsenal will win if Arteta goes. To be honest, I do think that because this can't get any more worse. Like if you said to me when Emery left, that if we were getting Arteta, I was like, even when I saw him coming, I was like, no way, no, I'd rather kept him, no, because
But who
I've
did
never
you
seen a
want?
manager better.
Who did you
Me,
want back then?
I wanted Rafa.
Yeah, like I would not
I
be
still
happy
would
if we
not.
sacked Arteta and got Rafa Benitez, for instance. I would not.
No,
I
no.
would.
Not now,
No,
not
I
now. I'm saying back when
Oh, no,
Emery
back then,
was sacked.
but even back then,
Yeah.
even
Oh.
back then, because even now or then, because this guy, I don't get why this guy gets so much hate. This guy kept a championship side up in the Premier League for 2 seasons straight with no money whatsoever, no backing. So he knows what it's like not to be backed.
But Sam done that.
He's also won a Champions League with a side that was struggling to get in the top 4 with Liverpool. He did that, right? Being 3-0 down at half time. So he knows how to change games. Right?
I don't
For
want a
me,
fucking
Rafa's
stepping
quality-
stone. He's another one. Like it's
No,
just like Unai Emery is. Just
no,
like
no,
Arteta
no.
is showing to
He's-
be.
No,
It wasn't going to be an exciting manager selection.
Yeah, he's not the final product. Like you never see a team in his peak with under Rafa Benitez. Not recently, like it's
but
just
the way
like,
Arsenal is right now, in the mess that Arsenal are in, that's why, when he came to Newcastle were in a mess.
it would
Right?
be a little upgrade.
He got him in to the Premier League and he kept them there. He was the perfect solution to their problems. Look what Newcastle now, they're struggling to stay in it as it is. Right?
What would you
Now-
say? Right?
He would be the perfect problem to Arsenal's problems right now.
Right.
What would you say if we got 4 points?
Yes,
on
talk. Yes, talk.
What's
4
that
points
say?
on
Sorry?
it. What would you say if we got 4 points on our next 2 games?
4
I would
points
say
on the
hello to
next
Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny.
Would your mood sort of think, maybe we should give him a little go?
No,
6 points then. 6 points.
No.
We've won our next 2 games.
no. I'm sorry, that after the North London derby, where I did turn on Arteta out, which was the first one at White Hart Lane last season, and then after the semi-final of the Europa League, no, I'm not satisfied with individual performances. I'm satisfied with where you finished in the league. It's all right. We beat Chelsea home and away last season, but they went and won the Champions League. We ended up without European football.
What
We
if?
ended up with
What
nothing.
if?
That's
what
why I'm
if-
fed up with individual performances. So that's why I'd rather just focus on ourselves and just make sure we not say, oh, we've got an individual performance there, that means we don't have to perform here. We actually perform consistently, so we ended up 5th or 6th. Then we might start saying, yeah, you're starting to prove me wrong. I wouldn't be Arteta out, but I would yeah, okay, I'll give you next season then. Prove me wrong next season. He's got a long way to go to say I'm firmly Arteta in.
Yeah.
But I'll give him another season. If he gets it back to Europe, then fine, you're making amends for it. Now go and push on.
I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. I want you to move
that's
on
fair.
from Arteta. Does
Would you-
anyone have to add anything to that?
Would you then say,
Yeah.
Rob, you're not worthy for being so right at that point?
I'd say no. I'd say that if Arteta gets top 4, which I don't think is going to happen.
I look forward to this is recorded, yeah? Right, okay.
Yeah.
It is recorded. But he does mean
Rob,
this season, dude. It's a little unlikely. King Saeed, did you want to
I
talk?
have never
Yeah, I mean-
wanted Arsenal to be in the top 4 as much as I have since this very moment.
By the way, Kayo, you're saying 5th place. God help you, mate.
No, but he's not saying.
me,
He's lost his
He's
hair.
not
He's lost
saying-
his hair already.
He doesn't think Arsenal's going to finish 5th place. Like he's saying that would be a good season for Arteta. That would keep his job.
No, I think we need to achieve 5th place. We need to. We need that.
You
I
could
agree.
tell he's
I agree.
predicted that. You can tell
No.
he's predicted that. Look at his hair.
Look.
It's gone. It's gone.
Look.
His hair's gone.
We need to compete for 5th place, right? Maybe Tottenham and Leicester will be monsters and we will be very far from them, but we need to compete.
Yeah,
We know that
That makes
football,
sense.
it's unpredictable,
with
right?
the money we spent, you're absolutely 100%. And I still think we're going to spend more.
King Saeed, you've been wanting to talk for a while. Yeah.
Well, we've covered that one, haven't we?
I mean, for me, before I say my argument, I just want to make it clear. I want nothing else than Arteta to be successful because he's here.
Yeah.
He's here. And I noticed something from his press conference that I don't know if a lot of people notice it, but he said some things that make me believe that this board and owners are nowhere near to sack him, because he said something about like in 2-3 years times you guys will look back and you will understand why the critics to me is not valid. So he talks like they have a plan, not that I believe or see the plan, but they have a plan. They believe in Arteta, they like him. That's why they've spent 130 million on him. That's why they didn't sack him in November. That's why they didn't sack him when we lost to Villarreal. And that's why he's still here. So I think that Arteta, regardless that I want him sacked, Steven wants him sacked, he's going to be here. And he's probably
I
going
want
to
him
be
sacked too. Yeah.
Don't forget
Yeah.
Mane.
for.
Yeah.
The only thing I can see Arteta getting sacked is if the fan base that goes to games turns on him and the players turns on him, then he's doomed. When the players turn, you can't get back. But for me, Arteta, what I wanted to see from an Arsenal manager was, what do you want to do? How do you want to play? And what kind of players will you buy that will be able to play that football that you want to play?
Yeah.
If you want to play with a high line, you want to play ball possession football, you do not buy Cedric. You do not buy Pablo Mari. You do not buy Gabriel. These players are not good in a high line. So why did you buy them? These were his signings. Granit Xhaka, he is not good when he's pressured, when he's the ball playing deep lying playmaker. We saw that against Brentford. Why did you renew his contract? And these are the issues that I have with Arteta, is that you want to play one way, you buy other players that can't play that way, and you wonder why it's not working. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's like, and also, you have someone like Nicolas Pepe. I believe that if you use Pepe the way Klopp uses Salah, he give you 12 to 15 goals in the league because his left foot is that good. Just let him run, let him be near to goal, let him shoot. But if you have him wide on the flank with no overlapping right back, he always get two players around him. What do you want him to do? Dribble past them and he's not Messi. Let's be honest. As good as he is, he's not no Messi. He need. So that's why I don't understand. Like, you have certain players, it's either you get best out of the players or you buy players that fits into your model. For me, he doesn't need of those two. And that's why for me, I think that he's naive because he's never managed before. He's never had the responsibility to develop players. So he overbelieved in his coaching skills that he could turn like a Reece Nelson to the next Sterling. That he could turn Ainsley Maitland-Niles to Kyle Walker, that he can turn, that's what I see in him. And that's why I think he's struggling so much, because he believes so much in his tactics, but they are wrong for our players.
Can I just make a point to that? Is that, like,
I would rather you didn't.
No, I just want to say no. Look, it makes sense with that, because a lot of people when they see Arteta and when they've met Arteta, like the first thing they do say is that he is very, very stubborn and he's very arrogant. He believes in what he believes in. So if he believes he can turn Reece Nelson into a Raheem Sterling, right? He's that arrogant. He believes he's that confident. He can do it. No, he's never done it before.
Where did that come from?
And numerous people have worked with him. So
No, the Sterling and Reece Nelson connection.
Oh no!
Yeah, he said it when he came. That his project was to turn Nelson to Sterling.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have, you know.
I was just doing
I don't.
I was just
put too
trying
much
to
into
just like I was just trying to do some sort of like develop a young player into a quality player, you know what I mean? But if that's what he said, then
Yeah.
like my God,
Dude.
no wonder Kayo's Arteta and he's losing his hair if Arteta's saying things like that.
Steven is such a prick.
Steven, I want to see how you get used to me being Arteta out, but disagreeing with you mostly still. Because
Steven out.
I just
out.
get like the fact that I'm Arteta out doesn't mean that I'm gonna be like I don't.
Look,
I don't know. I don't see some of the issues that you guys are pointing out.
Look, to be fair,
we got to move on.
No, I'm just going to make this point. As much as you might disagree with me, and as much as I'm Arteta out, right? I'm not like some people I've seen them chats, right, in live chats where they've gone, I want Arsenal to lose against Chelsea so we can get Arteta out quicker. Because I'm an Arsenal fan and I want Arsenal to win. But this guy literally says, I want Arsenal to lose to get Arteta out. Then you're not an Arsenal fan.
No.
Simple.
That's a little confusing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to address one thing that King Sai said, and I agree with you. It's plain for everyone to see that Arsenal's project is very long term. Very long term. You can see by our age, like the age of our squad, like shows that to anyone. Like, what's the shit? What's the word? The average. What's the average of our squad right now? The age average. Does anyone know?
25.
Yeah, it's really young. Like we have a really young squad. So it's plain for everyone to see. But
of course it's a long process. I was 10 years old when we last won the league. I'm now 26. It's 19.
Yeah.
It's 19 years on.
Yeah. All right, guys, we got to move on because we've gone over well over an hour already. So I'm gonna move on to. There's just some questions here. Who's better, Arteta or Ollie?
Ollie.
I don't want to get into that. I really. Thank you for the question, but right now I don't even know.
Arteta because
he's won more trophies.
He's won more and he spent less.
Yeah,
you tell me.
That makes sense.
You tell me if Arteta could win an FA Cup with our squad, what would he have done with United squad? I think that's fair argument, and I don't rate any of them anyway.
I don't like Ollie. I don't like Ollie.
I think he has probably the best attacking squad in the league, and I think he spent almost 500 million. To not win. But when you have players like Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Martial, Rashford, Cavani, Donny van de Beek,
it's Bruno Fernandes,
Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, and you don't win any trophies and you bottle semi-finals and finals.
No,
come on.
Absolutely. 100%. I think Manchester United.
Come on. As much as I don't like Arteta, I mean, come on. He has achieved something. And sometimes you are good for a certain period and then you need to move on.
You know what? Placing second is accomplishing something too, but I understand what you mean.
Manchester United never wanted Ollie as their manager. It was never the plan. But then he won all these games and he was in a position where they just couldn't sack him. So they gave him a contract. That's what happened. And now they're in a
Yeah, he's
position
on the
where-
wheel. He's always on the wheel, you know.
Yeah, it was.
Ole, he's on the wheel.
Guys, I wanna wrap up soon. So I wanna keep this short and
Yes.
sweet. If everyone can give me a prediction or a semi prediction and try to explain a little bit like the reasoning behind that. I don't think it's going to be a very optimistic round of predictions, but let me start with Caillou, my friend.
Well, I think that it will be a tough game. If Arteta goes 3-4-3 again, maybe we can scrap a draw. I don't know. But
Okay.
it will be a tough game. I expect nothing but suffering.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Do you want to predict something or you want to steer clear from that?
You mean about the window? The last
No,
week?
no. The game. The game. What's your prediction? What's your
1-0 Arsenal.
Wow. Okay. Rob, you go ahead.
I'm conflicted. I really am. It's been my heart and my head.
Yeah.
As an Arsenal fan, you've got to believe we can win.
You're going for a win. What's your result?
I
Sorry?
believe we can win. It's tough. It's really tough to call. I mean, who remembers the FA Cup final against Chelsea? No one gave us a prayer. No one. Even we didn't give us a prayer against them when we beat them.
I did not believe we could win. Yeah.
No. So anything can happen. Yes, we can win. We can win. Let's do it.
All right. Steven,
Yeah.
what's your prediction? Why do you think that's going to happen?
I don't see us winning as much. My heart says a draw, to be honest, and my head says a loss.
Yeah.
As much as I want them to win, don't get me wrong, I do want them to win. I don't see it, and I've got to go with my head. My head's really the realistic one. That's what I always go with my head. So I said, yeah, I think we'll lose. But knowing my predictions, I went with my heart, which is a draw. I 1-1 draw. So I'm torn at the minute. I'm torn.
Right, you were passionate in your channel, so be brainy here. Like, what's your brain prediction?
My brain prediction was actually 3-1 Chelsea.
That's my prediction. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. King Said, what do you think?
I got two predictions, and I'm going to explain why. If we go with I know it's crazy. For me, it
two
depends.
parallel universes where the game's going to happen.
I've got three predictions.
But if we go with a back four, I think Chelsea will win 3-0. But if we go with a back five and a shithouse performance, I think we can nick a 1-0 game. I think Arsenal is that kind of team that when nobody expects us to win, nobody gives us a chance, and it's Chelsea. That's when we turn up. We saw it last year against when we won 3-1. Nobody expected us to win. We had like the worst form we ever had in the Premier League, and we just turned up. We did it against them in the final. We did it against them even when they won the league, both in the league and in the final 2017. So yeah, if we go with the back five, I'll give us a chance to win 1-0. But if we go with the back four, they're gonna bully us. It's gonna be long.
That's fair enough. The thought of Lukaku possibly playing and us not having Gabriel was a scary thought. It's a scary thought. That scares the crap out of me. Yeah, I'm going for a 3-1 loss. Like, I don't see anything else happening. I'm gonna be happy with a draw. It's not gonna mean anything if we draw. I still think we're gonna get like 4 points out of the first like 5 games, which is just depressing. But I just don't I don't see any areas of the pitch where we can beat Chelsea. If we go with the back three, yeah, maybe that changes things. Like Arteta's found like a lot of success in that formation. He hasn't tried it in a while. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think that was all the predictions, right? Like, does anyone in the comments want to throw a prediction at us? There's 4 people watching us right now. One of them might be Bargav. Welcome back, brother. I also I think that it's a bargain as well. Thanks for viewing, y'all. Yeah, no, Odegaard is not enough to change the current situation at Arsenal, but you got to separate things when commenting on signings. In my opinion, I honestly feel like it's one of the smartest businesses I've ever seen Arsenal do, like at least recently, Greenwood or I'm not even gonna throw that out here. Come on.
Whoa. That is a tough argument, actually.
With another round.
What?
No. That's a tough argument, actually. That's a tough argument.
Yo, Steven.
No. Hang on a minute. Hold on a minute. I do feel. No. Hang on. I do feel this could be like a year that Greenwood announces himself on the scene. To be honest, right? He's got the opportunity to announce himself on the scene because he's probably the backup for Cavani, while Rashford's out, especially. Right, with Sancho playing on the right, and God knows what they've got on the left, and he could turn out to be one of the seasons where he announces himself there.
And what
I'm
I
interested
would like to say,
Saka's better than Greenwood.
I would
Saka's
say
better than Greenwood.
For me,
Can I say this?
For me, Saka's better for now.
Saka's got a lot to live up to after last season.
Yeah. That's the thing.
For me, and this is my opinion, is that Greenwood have more potential, but Saka is better right now. I think Saka, what I love about him is his intelligence on the field.
Yeah.
The way he carries the ball, the way he passes and find pockets. The only thing that I feel like he's really weak at is his finishing. He needs to improve his finishing. If he improves his finishing, there's no limit to how good he can become.
Yeah.
And with Greenwood, he's so good. You can see he's so hungry, and that left foot is crazy.
He's
He
good.
reminds me a bit of Robin Van Persie. He's not at his level yet, but I think he can become a great striker for Man U.
All right. Between Greenwood and Saka, Caio, who's better, Saka or Bukayo?
It's Saka for sure. I don't even think that's close, really. But I respect the friends.
Yeah, I don't think it's a close. I don't think it's a close call either. But yeah, right. If you guys rate Greenwood that highly, I can't fight you over it. Lukaku's looking like a killer. He might ragdoll Ben White. Yeah, no, that's a little worrying. Ben White's on the lighter side of defenders, and Lukaku's on the heavier side of human beings. So it's gonna be tough, dude. It's gonna be tough. Big up panel. Yeah. Right, guys. I think I'm gonna give you each the room. Like, if you guys have any final thoughts that you want to throw at us, and shout out wherever people can find you, where you're gonna be doing next. I'm gonna start with the King Said. No really point in giving you the full screen here, but
Thanks for having me on. It was great to be here.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
you can find me on Steven's channel as Featly TV. I'm there quite often. I'll try to be here as often as I can, and yeah, we'll see in the future if I try to start a channel or not.
All right, man. Well, if you ever do, you can count on us to give us some support as well.
Yeah,
but yeah, man,
community is great, and big up the panel.
It truly is. All right, man. Big up. Thanks for being here as always. All right, Rob Ross. By the way, your name's a tricky one, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's so close to Bob Ross. It's such a tongue twister. Like, it's
a lot of people like Bob Ross as well, the painting. So I get called.
He's
Bob
amazing, yeah.
But here's my ticket. I don't know if you can see that. That's the ticket for Sunday. I don't know if you can
All right.
I'm going.
All right.
I can't wait. Let's cheer them on and let's win. And you can find me on Gooner145 on Twitter. Please follow me. Thank you very much.
All right, awesome. Let me get the banner out. All right, Steven, mate, you go.
Well, we've got this weekend. We've got Liverpool Burnley on SVT TV. Liver Awareness Show at 8 p.m. So make sure to check that out. Is stadiums bit full capacity a safe thing? But Sunday, we've got what have we got Sunday? Yeah, we got the Conky Out protest. I was doing Man United Southampton, but I've got to do that Conky Out protest anyway. So I'll be doing the next Man United again the next week. So, but anyway, yeah, like I said, we've got the Conky Out protest, 3 p.m. Right, I won't be there, but I will be doing it on my own channel, so we will still be part of it. So make sure you check that out. Make sure to also check out the watch along. So we're doing a watch along because I'm not buying any tickets, any merchandise. I'm not spending a penny on this club until the owner goes. So I'm not. That's just me. Like, I want the owners gone. So I've got to stay true to my word, which is not spending anything. So, yeah, but we'll be doing a watch along, and I'm hopefully not going to be in pain afterwards.
All right, mate. Sounds good. And what are you doing? What are you doing tonight to celebrate my Arteta outness?
Cheers, boy.
There you go. There you go. Caio, meu amigo. The floor is yours. I think you're muted, Nate.
Sorry. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. It's going to be a long season. We're going to face it together. Hopefully.
To the dark side.
Hopefully, by the end of the year, by the end of the season, Stephen is going to be Arteta in. We all hope and pray about that. Thanks.
All right, man. Where can people find you? Throw out like your socials.
People can find me at AFC_FOCO. That's Arsenal in focus, but in Portuguese.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you guys go ahead. He's got a great podcast in Portuguese. Unfortunately, that's going to be kind of tough for most of you, but Twitter, you can translate tweets in there. So follow him. Do give him a shout. Right, guys. So that was it. That was our time. Thanks for staying with us throughout all this time. Great viewing numbers, in my opinion, today. So, yeah, thank you so much, every single one of you that watched us, that was in the chat. For you guys in the panel as well, big up, as always. I'm going to say a couple more words here before I find the video that I got to press before logging out. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for the support. As always, please support every single one of these guys. Please pay attention to everything that Steven's doing. Donate to his page. Please show support. What he's doing is always awesome. Caio as well. If there's anyone in Brazil watching, do follow him everywhere. Do follow the podcast as well. And yeah, guys, thanks for joining us one more time. And yeah, that's it. Ciao, guys.
Arteta.